Hi, welcome to another Forge installation video, and today we're going to install FMTIA11, which is our turbo inlet hose and turbo elbow. So with the FMTIA11 we will be replacing this original rubber inlet pipe, and we'll be replacing the cast turbo elbow as well with the new Forge product. This will work with the original airbox, or it will work with the i20N rubber bung on here. That's because we've got FMTIA11 installed to the vehicle, so we are running it Atmo and not recirculating. So the tools used for today's installation of FMTIA11 were long nose pliers, or if you have a hose removal tool, 10mm ratchet with extension, 7mm ratchet, and a 5mm Allen key, or in this case a HW5 socket, which we used for attaching the M6 alley cap fasteners to the turbo elbow. Right, so for the first stage we need to locate the oil breather pipe and the discharge pipe to the DV. In this case we blanked ours off, as mentioned earlier on. They both have spring clips, so all you need is your pliers and you press those in, move the spring clip along, and then the pipe will just simply pull off. If you've got your discharge pipe, it'll be removed in the same manner. As we haven't, we can remove this in a later step. Next stage is to loosen off the air filter. This is a 10mm hose clamp, so using a 10mm socket or spanner, just simply unwind and loosen these off. So if you've got the factory airbox, this will pull off, and we'll look for off as well. So now it's still using 10mm socket. We now need to loosen off the other end of the inlet hose here, and there's a hose clamp again with the same 10mm. Simply unwind. It's a bit fiddly, and you've got a mini ratchet. Unwind that so it's loose, and then the whole pipe will pull up. There we go. Okay, for the next stage we need to remove the wiring loom going to the actuator, and the wiring running down the side of the engine, just down here. Okay, the actuator loom has got a safety clip on the plug, so you just pull that backwards, press down, and remove. Now this wiring harness normally has a little adapter which ties it to the turbo elbow. We've removed ours. However, to remove, just to undo it, to start with, you remove the M6 fastener with a 10mm socket, and then once you've done that, you can then remove the metal clip away from the plastic fastener there, because you're not going to need that going forward. And the next job is to press this tab down and pull on the loom to remove it. Now tuck this out of the way, because the next step we need is to remove one of the oil breather hoses. Normally the breather hose is fitted with a spring clip like we removed in step 1. However, this vehicle is equipped with the Forge catch can kit, and we need a 7mm socket and ratchet or posi drive to undo the hose clamp so we can remove it. Loosen off the hose clamp and pull the pipework away from the elbow, like so. And again, just tuck that down the back for now. Right, for our next step, this is the trickiest part of the whole installation. Now, you need to get an extension, 10mm socket, and a ratchet. Crack off, and then you'll be able to by hand twist the fasteners loose. Now, the art of not dropping the bolt is key. So you might want to use a magnet, or you could do with 3 hands for this job, really. Same with the top. And if you pull on the elbow as you're winding out, you won't lose lose the fasteners, especially if you twist it upwards. They'll stay in the turbo elbow and it will come out like so. Now this is off the vehicle. You can see that you have a fastener here, you have a fastener here. This was where the wiring loom was attached, and all 3 points have a 10mm headed fastener. You simply undo. Okay, but as you undoing the top and final fastener, start pulling on the elbow at the same time and angle upwards. Both fasteners will stay in situ and you can get them out. However, there is one word of caution I will mention, and there is a rubber O-ring that is on the face of the turbo. Make sure to catch it and not lose it. I'm just going to take this opportunity just to show this. So this is the factory turbo elbow, turbo adapter that is fitted to the i20N standard, and this is the new Forge FMTIA11 adapter. So this is half of the kit, and you can see from looking at them side by side now the difference in girth between the two. So there's quite a dramatic increase in the size, so you know, added flow, but this is where the money is. This is the gain area for this product and many of our turbo adapter products. They're a very good product to add to any turbo vehicle. We're going to go ahead now and install this onto the Hyundai. So with the actuator loom, which we've disconnected here, there's normally a metal bracket, and we disconnected the actuator part of the loom from this bracket. It normally is attached to the lambda wiring loom here, and again it normally sits, it's a sliding clip on there. If you check out the written instructions, it shows you step by step how to remove this. Secure the lambda wiring harness only gently to the coolant pipe, so don't over tighten it, just nip it up enough to stop it flapping about the hose, just like that. So we're not pinching that hose in any way. And then cut the tail off using some side cutters. There we go. That way it just keeps the loom attached and not flapping around or touching the hot turbo. Right, for the next stage we're going to now install the Forge turbo elbow. This is the hardest part of the installation, mainly because it's now increased in size quite substantially. It does make it a bit harder to install. However, hopefully with this guide it will make it a little bit easier. With the kit you're supplied 2 new Allen caps, and just fit these to the turbo hand tight. So just before you're going to fit the turbo elbow, remember your O-ring. And a bit of a top tip on this, to make it sit in there nice and tightly, you can smear it in grease, and that will stop it from falling out as well. That will help it kind of like bond it in. Due to this car having the Forge oil patch can kit, we need to fit the turbo elbow with the return pipe already fitted. And it is a tight fit, but there we go. And now, this is the tricky bit. Just to wriggle it on. So what we've done there is the hooks that are on the turbo elbow, twist it right round, push onto the turbo, and then you pull the turbo elbow round, and then we're going to tighten up and lock it into place. So to tighten up the fasteners, the Allen cap fasteners holding the turbo elbow to the turbo, you can either use 5mm Allen key or a ratchet screwdriver with 5mm extension, or just a normal ratchet with 5mm with a W5. We always advise using something with a ratchet operation. The fiddly bit. This is why we use this hook system because it makes it easier to attach rather than trying to, like the original, place it onto the turbo and then do the fasteners up. You'll just keep dropping fasteners all the time. So there we go, nice and tight. So that's the hard part done. Turbo arbor is now nice and secure. If you've got the original oil breather pipe, you would now reattach it at this point with the spring clip. And now we are going to reconnect the actuator link there. And remember to push the locking tag back in there and the wiring harness down here. Push till you hear it click and now you know it's locked in. So here's the original hose, here's the new Forge TI11 hose. So you will see, especially when you compare the two again, there's an increase in internal diameter here. We've taken out this muffler and it just gives it better flow. You get more air in, and it helps with a bigger bang and a few extra horses. This replicates the original spouts. So we're going to go ahead now and fit this to our new turbo arbor. The kit comes with two new hose clamps and they're both 7090s. And again we're going to need a 7mm socket, ratchet or hose clamp tightening tool. So just loosely fit them to the hose to make life easier. And push on to the turbo arbor. Now don't tighten at this point just yet. As I said at the start of the video, this is compatible with the OE airbox and also the INDK 45 Forge induction kit. And push the filter back on, like so. And now we can tighten up this hose clamp. Like with all our silicone hoses, just remember where your swage line is. I can feel it. Wherever the bulge is, make sure that the hose clamp is behind that bulging area. Again, with this, because it's suction and we're not blowing, it's not running boost, don't over tighten it. So just nip it up, that'll do. So make sure the hose is pushed tight up against the wall of the turbo adapter and tighten your hose clamp. Again, don't need to over tighten this. And for the final stages, we're just going to reattach our oil breather. This pushes onto the alley. For the discharge pipe to the DV, the original hose, seen here, will attach using the spring clip. We're running Atmo, so we're going to use our blanking plug. However, there is now a new product, the Forge FMTIA11, which will be launched very soon, which complements this kit. We do them in red, performance blue, and black. And if you want to run your dump valve recirculating, we've now got a matching hose to go with, and this can be bought as a separate accessory. So just going to fit the bung up here. And that is installation of FMTIA11 complete. So that's the installation of FMTIA11 fitted to the Forge i20N. If you have any struggles with installing this product or any Forge product, please do call or email Forge Motorsport Customer Services. See you again for the next one.